All right, my name is Chris Ebeling. I'm the co-founder and creative director of VHS Virtually Human Studio. And click. So a little bit about me. My background's in film, games, television. I've done a bit of everything. I helped found an academy with the University of Technology called the UTS Animalogic Academy, where we got students, like speaking to a lot of what these previous speakers have talked about. We were trying to train students into visualization and new emerging technologies, taking normal gaming skills and normal film skills, known processes, and how they translate to virtual reality, mixed reality, Magic Leap, you'll see down there as well. We had to play with that and develop some cool things with that. That's a much longer talk, so I'm not going to go into that. But yeah, we had some success with that academy, and here's some other projects that I've been fortunate to work on. Now I've gone off and we founded our own company called Virtually Human Studios. And with Virtually Human Studios, we've taken actually some of those learnings from teaching in emerging technologies and actually doing them ourselves. So me and 3 other co-founders founded a studio called Virtually Human, where we explore emerging technologies and how the future of entertainment can look with that. And our first project, or our first IP, is exploring blockchain gaming. So blockchain gaming is, you might have heard of things like NFTs and of course cryptocurrency first, but NFTs, what they do is they actually give you real ownership of a digital asset. And in this case, we've created a product called Z.Run or Z.Run, which is a digital horse racing ecosystem where you can buy, breed, sell digital racehorses, which you actually own and obtain a real world value, and then can sell, or you can take out of the game on a third market and make some money. So it's a brave new world of digital asset ownership. I'll get more into that later. I'm going to skim through these. We'll get to the point with it. I know we're short on time. So inseparable ownership, this is a concept. You're going to have the blockchain in your hands. You're going to have your asset on your phone. You're going to be able to fling it up to a screen and see it race. This is the future vision, but actually it's the current vision. This was our future vision maybe a year ago. We're actually there now, which is really exciting. One thing we really want to do, and one thing I'm pioneering in this space, is the emotional connection. So not only just does the ownership of an NFT, a digital asset, create a stronger emotion, like imagine really owning your Fortnite character or your Fortnite skin or your Call of Duty skin or one of these cool characters from Ryan's games, really owning them and having them as an asset where you can actually take them out and they're yours. Right now with video games today, you're actually only renting them. When you buy skins in Fortnite, they still sit within the ecosystem. They are not yours. That is a rental. It's not true ownership. What NFTs allow is actually true ownership. What we want to do further to this is, and we have an augmented reality app, which I'll talk about briefly, is bring these assets to life in your world and also be able to visit them with VR and really bring that Tamagotchi experience along with a digital asset to really give our users, people who own these horses, a real world connection, merging the digital with the analog. And we want to try to blur the lines between the two. This is our AR app. It's only available on the Android store at the moment. Thank you, Apple. We are still talking with them about this. And but this is just a foundational app where you can actually bring your horses from your stable, walk them around your front yard, walk them on the beach. In the future, you'll be able to pat them, feed them, have those enhanced emotional connections with them, and then prepare them for races and set them off. And they have real world value. Some of our horses are selling today for, there was actually a sale of a stable just yesterday for $1.7 million US. That's 20 horses, digital horses that sold between the stable and other owners. $1.7 million US. Future vision. This is where we would love to go. We are waiting for Apple to launch their products. When mixed reality glasses become consumer facing and everybody wants one, like they want the watch, like they want the phone, we want to be there on the forefront to be ready to give our users and our platform an experience using this emerging technology, having tabletop racing, seeing horses race down your street, being able to map it in around the world and really merging that digital space with reality. Here are some shots. We love to use Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine is amazing, again, to the point of some of the former speakers about how we can make creativity easier and faster. Unreal Engine is a perfect example of that with its real-time lighting. You know, I came from a Maya background and rendering in Maya. I don't open Maya really anymore. I'm in Unreal. That's where we do all our shots. That's where we render. It gives us that fidelity that we need for our game and for our product. And yeah, it just speeds up the workflow as a creative director. Some more shots from Engine. These are virtual stables of the future. There is a backstory to Z-Run. It does exist in my mind on a parallel universe to ours using quantum physics. There's a lot of lore being written about this. Again, we want to make these horses real. They are living, breathing digital assets, and we're very bullish on that and bringing them to life. Some shots from racing, again in Unreal Engine. And this is just a reminder of how the world is today. This is your average games, Fortnite, there's some Dota, there's you know, Rocket League and Call of Duty. Look at all these beautiful assets which you could own, but you can't. With NFTs, you will be able to own every single one. When you hook up a horse bridle and buy that special bridle or that Tron light trail, you own that as an NFT. Now think about the animations that you can own and put on, the sound bites. Everything now can be tokenized and have a value and have a rarity attached to it, which now can go on the market, and the people, the users, the community, they control the market and decide. Here's some shots. So we've formed some partnerships in our early days. One with Atari, which is super humbling. Atari, of course, is one of the major they put consoles in our homes. You know, a cult following. And of course, a legendary brand. So being able to partner with them, selling some horse skins, which are custom Atari skins and a custom Atari racing, is only the first steps of our partnership with them. Here are some custom centipede skin. I believe this skin would have sold on auction for something around, I would believe, $40,000. And somebody owns that now as a piece of artwork attached to a horse, which has its own intrinsic value as well. This is all very crazy, I know, but this is where we're going.
The world's gone crazy.
Well, it's a brave new world, and we're living in it. That's the way I look at it. And if you read something like Snow Crash and all that, you know, that's where we're going. And Ready Player One is.
But
you also formed a. Oh, sorry.
You're not only disrupting the existing games market, but you're also partnering with real life sports as well, aren't you?
Absolutely. This is very esports as well. So it's a bit of everything. It's esports, but it's not just also horse racing. It's the ecosystem that we're building around it. We see it, and we're very bullish on it, that we're actually creating the future of jobs for Web 3.0. You know, the term metaverse is being slung around a lot, and you know, this is our contribution from a sports perspective as well, but also a digital asset ownership perspective. But it's not only what goes on the racetrack, it's also what goes around it. And I'll jump to that real quickly. So Stella Artois, another big brand that we were lucky enough to partner with. And you'll see the racing concept down there, basically taking their concepts from working with, they had a whole concept called the Life of Artois. And we took that and we wrapped our racetrack around in that. So it's a different form of marketing as well, not just putting signs up. It's more about embracing a brand and wrapping that around your product as well. And then seeing these horses race down the track. NASCAR is another exciting brand that we've recently announced, which we are working on now, which of course is super exciting. We have something in common, racing. But you know, we're finding that all these big brands are looking for a way into these, you know, NFT space and of course the metaverse, because we are ushering in a generation of new users that will cross-pollinate from our brand to their brand and vice versa. Here's a concept of a NASCAR track that we're actually building at the moment, and so of course we're trying to bring in NASCAR-esque attributes in terms of a tilted track that will come up, and you know, paying homage to their brand, as well as making it Z and futuristic. And there's those Tron trails I told you about. Lore is a big part of it as well. You know, we all talked about story in our architecture and story in games and everything, and story is king, I feel. So having a deep-rooted story that builds this world around the racetrack is really important to us. And here's some concepts of what this world looks like. It's set in 2150. It's future. It's very cyberpunk. It's very Star Wars. It's a bit of all those movies that we really love, which makes it really fun to make as well. And because we're working with quantum physics and parallel universes, we can jump back and forth in time. And something I like to say is what echoes in our world will echo on Nova's Earth, which is this planet where Z-Run, digital horse racing, exists. We also have ZHQ, which we launched last weekend, which is if anybody is familiar with Decentraland, which is an online, again, to the architects here, there's an online metaverse. It's much like your Roblox, but for adults, where they also build on blockchain, and they build buildings, and they have stores, and they sell land, digital land, which has real world value. And we hosted an open day where you can see me and my avatar. You know, he looks a bit like me, I think, having fun with the DJ, dancing on the tables, running around and mixing with the community. This isn't about just horse racing. Yes, it's a central hub for ZHQ, is got horse racing at its heart, but it's more than that. It's also got an art gallery, a bar, you know, a DJ table for performance, for community, for anything really. Like we could come and watch the Super Bowl together here. We could go watch the NBA finals or the cricket. It's much more than just horse racing. It's building a community, and it's building a place for people to exist. And if COVID has shown us anything, there's an accelerated growth on online gaming. There's an accelerated growth on online identities. And with NFTs, you're not only going to be, you're going to have a play to earn model now, where you actually, the time put in is going to be reciprocated with real world value and money. So you're not just spending 10 hours gaming and making that money being a Twitch streamer or a YouTube streamer. Your assets are actually gaining value. Your races are winning your money. You're breeding horses and selling them and making real world money. And this is just the beginning of that.
So we're going to have to wrap up now, Chris. Yeah, okay. This is pretty much it now. So
all right.
Any last sentences?
No, Teddy just said we've got 5 more minutes. We've got 5 more minutes.
Oh, right. All right, give me the 5 more minutes. I've sat here for 2 hours. I'm really keen to talk about what I'm doing.
Take
Thank you. Thank you, Josh. Okay, Thank you. Okay, so we had a real world event as well, Digital Derby, which was hosted by the community. Actually, this wasn't run by us. The community took it on their hands, put a Las Vegas event on, and did a real world digital derby. This was in New York last week, where people were, where there was a Z meetup, and we had Z on screen. So the dream, of course, is you're sitting at your table, you have your AR app, and you're preparing your horse at your table. You get it ready for a race. 2 minutes later, it's on the screen, and you're cheering it on. The banter, the community, the fun, that camaraderie, people from all walks of life coming together, and it actually has real world value. Do you want me to do a little demo? Can I do a little demo? Do we dare? All right. So clicking on Z Run, ignore all my folders up there. This is what the home page looks like. So it's a Twitch stream. It's running. It runs much more smoothly on my screen probably than yours because of latency. I'll have my wallet. I have my stable of horses in here. I can jump in. It's called Pickles Racing. I've got all these horses. I've got a newborn here, which I could name. If you want, we could actually name it together today. If you guys want to come up with a name, we could name this horse. So he's been born. He's a Z43. He's a colt, so he'll need a male name. Do we have a name for him? What's the show called? We could call it the show name. Bumpies. Is this correct spelling? You can't see it? All right, I can confirm. Here we go. So this is Bumpy's remorse. You did. So this is the thing, Joshua. There are people out there that are naming the horses like they're buying and obtaining internet URLs. Like web pages, they're getting in there strategically naming horses after sports stars who might get into the game or brands. So one day those brands will come. Yeah, no, not yet. I don't think so. But it's funny when you go on Twitter, you'll see them talking about, hey, what should I name my horse, and give me some ideas. And I like the names that I've given mine. One I really like is Chuck Horse. I think that's a great name. Nay Charles is another good one, and Nicole Kidman I thought was good. She was red and she's Aussie, so I thought that was great. I'll show you here what's cool about this as well, like a 3D viewer, which is 3JS rendering as well. So if I click on the horse, it loads up and I can inspect my horse in 3D. I can see its stats. I can click on it. So this is kind of like I can click and it makes it run, click and it will make it jump. And you have a little bit of an interaction model here. But this is the beginning of what we're trying to do. And this is all done with, again, 3JS web rendering, which I think is super cool because it's instant and accessible like that. But our racing is no different than that. So if I go to racing, I could go and choose you'll see all these races that pop up, and you'll see they have an entry fee and a prize pool. I could select, and I select a gate. I'll just choose a horse of course. I then have to sign in with my MetaMask wallet. For those who don't know what MetaMask is, that is your online wallet where you can use Ethereum and cryptocurrency. And now you'll see horse of course is in the race. So now all I have to wait is for the other gates to fill. I could put a couple of my horses in there to fill it up. I think I can maximum put 3 in there. And then this race will schedule. And it'll jump over here to next to run page. And I could go filter it, but we can go and see a live race. There's a live race starting, and you can see here they're starting 2 live ones, 12 seconds, 19 seconds, 2 minutes. Let's click on one of these and just watch a live race. Again, all these 12 horses that are in this race are owned by someone around the world, which is really fascinating, and which is really the point. And all these, there's a mirage of different racetracks. For example, this one is Brussels Bonanza, and we've pegged this nice red racetrack to it. You got to consider when you're building in this stuff, you know, coming from a games background and coming from a feature film background, how to optimize. And so we have, our artists are constantly optimizing. You know, it's very lightweight geo, it's instance geo. The focus is on the track, so everything in the background is you know, lightweight, but still you want to try to tie in an aesthetic and make it pleasing to watch. There's music. If I turn it on, I won't do that. You can click on horses, there and see their stats. Oh, there's a little latency lag, but you can click on the horses and see their stats, and it'll highlight here, so you can know what they are and what their win rate are, who you're up against, and you can control the camera however you want to do it. So that's the beauty of 3JS and web rendering, is it's interactive there and whatnot. So this was a 1,600-meter race, 600 meters to go. You know, who do you think is going to win, Josh? Burj Khalifa? Or maybe here comes stark nature coming up the side. It's going to be an upset. Yeah, he's coming here. He's got the speed. But look at them come. 200 meters left. You never know. He's a late bloomer, Zuchu. He's coming. He's coming. He's got it. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. And so, and then you have a nice little replay, of course, just to make sure that everything was what you thought it was. Maybe $10 if you were the first place. It depends on the prize pool. So the way that works is you pay to enter, and you're only paying to enter, so you're only really just paying the entry fee, and then first, second, third, they split the prize pool. And that's it. That's the kind of demo, I think. Sorry. That's it. Zed is our product. We are VHS, Virtually Human Studio. We've got more in our bag coming soon. Thank you for your time, and thank you, Josh, for not cutting me off.
I just got one burning question.
Not cutting you off.
Just one burning question. Like, what makes a good horse? Like, what you know, when you're breeding and stuff, what makes a fast horse? What determines whether it wins or loses? You know, like what's...
Very good question. We are regularly mapping like real world horse genetics into our advanced algorithm. So when you buy a horse, there's different bloodlines. There's 4 different bloodlines at the moment, Nakamoto being the rarest. And once you find out what horse of course, you're like a real world. If you get a horse today, Alwyn, you're going to test it on the tracks and see if she's a sprinter or if she's a fast or long distance runner. Once you figure that out, it's like unboxing a black box. And then you figure that out. Now you're going to breed that with somebody else who's got another runner. And you're going to figure out, does the breeding then mutate and give you the horse that you want, or does it skip a generation? And there's a lot of really advanced, our dev team has done a lot of work, and we're working on blockchain technology, which is, you know, again, to Ryan's point before, we're actually pioneering, we're doing stuff that hasn't been done before. So we're kind of developing the roadmap for this. And learning a lot, often failing fast, but you know, in the last year we've gone from a team of 20 and we're now a team of 60, and by the end of the year we look to be a team of 100.
I love the idea that you can take a couple of NFTs and breed them together and then mint a new one. You know, it's quite incredible what you guys are doing, I think, you know.
Yeah, it's disruptive, we think, but yeah, thank you for having me.